During these times in which public leaders have the temerity to suggest greed can be a positive spur to economic growth, Nelson Mandela has served as a beacon of moral authority. He's been an unquestioned exemplar of ethical leadership, showing us how to walk the talk of moral courage, and perhaps more importantly, demonstrating the power of forgiveness. Not only South Africans, but those of all nations have been blessed to have such a leader in our midst.
Trying to define the unique and special legacy of Nelson Mandela when so many words have already been written and said is not easy. I count myself as being deeply privileged at being amongst the crowd at the Grand Parade in Cape Town to hear his first speech the day he was released from prison in 1990, and having also met him subsequently. What then are the 5 main lessons we learn from the legacy of Nelson Mandela for today's organization? Firstly, that fierce determination, tenacity, and resilience are not incompatible with showing respect towards others, including your adversaries. Indeed, this is the key to winning them over. Secondly, Mandela's own stated principle that what counts is not the mere fact that we have lived, it is the difference we have made to the lives of others, the spirit of Ubuntu. Thirdly, the significance of symbolic gestures, the incredibly powerful unifying effect of him being in the changing room with the World Cup winning South African rugby team of 1995, and then donning the Springbok jersey in front of more than 50,000 spectators, and in so doing, instantly winning the hearts and minds of more than 50 million South Africans. Or his visit to Betsy Verwoerd, the widow of the architect of the apartheid system, Hendrik Verwoerd, at her home in the Karoo, a semi-desert region in South Africa. Fourthly, treating every person as an individual, showing humility and humor. Lastly, knowing when it is time to step down and move on, rather than clinging to power. These are some of the lessons for all of those who lead both organizations and indeed countries. In the typical African way of living with paradoxes, we mourn the loss of a much-loved person, but celebrate the life of one of the greatest statesmen the world has known. Hamba kahle, Madiba. Farewell, Madiba.